Starting today, I'm recapping the movie Altered, a science fiction thriller set in a future where humanity is divided by genetic modification. Let's dive into the first act, meet our protagonist, and find out why in this world, your DNA decides your fate.
The story begins 65 years ago, when the world was almost destroyed due to nuclear war. Electricity and all forms of communication systems were completely ruined in a single night. The entire world was going through a very dark time. At that time, a scientist discovered the Genesis tree in the Amazon rainforest. Its miraculous flower was so powerful that it could supply electricity to the entire world. With this, humans began to rebuild everything once again. After this invention, all Genesis trees came under government control. After this nuclear war, 90% of children born started having genetic problems. After that, to solve this problem, scientists inserted the flower of that same tree into human DNA. After this, every person started being born with some kind of power right from their mother's womb. Some had exceptionally enhanced hearing, while others had incredibly sharp eyesight. People born with such powers started being called genetics, and they began to live like kings in this new world. But about 10% of people had a slightly weaker immune system, so their bodies did not accept this flower at all. These people started being called specials, and they were only given menial jobs like cleaning, maintenance, and so on. Now we see Chloe at the Genesis Institute, who is currently on a class trip as a student, and her wheelchair-bound partner Leon has come there as a cleaner. As soon as everyone's attention was diverted, Leon used a device to open a locked door and entered the private area. When he checked the map, he realized that 2 guards were standing nearby, so he sent a small mouse-like toy there. The guards went after it. When they caught it, sleeping gas was released from inside the mouse, causing both guards to fall unconscious. Leon took their keys, went to the ventilation system, and attached the gas tank. After that, the sleeping gas traveled through the pipes and put the scientists to sleep. Then he put on a mask and tried to enter the lab, but his code turned out to be incorrect. He called Chloe and told her to get the correct code. In the main lobby, Chloe overheard some boys talking about the specials, saying that they should be killed. Chloe started arguing with them. The other kids also began provoking them. A guard came running. Pretending to be helpless, Chloe asked the guard for help and at the same time stole the notebook from his pocket. In the notebook, she found the correct code, which she sent to Leon. As soon as he got the code, Leon quickly entered the lab. He took out his mother's old watch on which it was written, "We are all one, we are all equal." Reading this gave him courage. He pulled a lever, the machine opened, and inside was the Genesis tree. He took an old weapon and started making a hole in the glass. But as soon as he tried to plug the flower, the tree shot out many spikes and suddenly the alarm started blaring. Still, Leon packed the flower into a blue capsule. An announcement was made that the building was now going into lockdown and everyone needed to exit as quickly as possible. Chloe wanted to wait for Leon, but the guards sent her outside with the other students. By some stroke of luck, Leon also managed to get out in time. Outside, Leon deliberately bumped into Chloe, causing her teddy bear to fall to the ground. Before returning the teddy, he hid the capsule inside it. When the guards checked Leon's pockets, they only found a watch. They made fun of the message written on the watch and even called Leon a freak. One man was carefully checking all the students, but even he didn't suspect that the flower was hidden inside the teddy. A little while later, Chloe and Leon started watching the news on a big screen on the street. Senator Frank was telling people, why should we use the flower only before birth when we can use it even after people are born? After this, the famous singer Mira arrived there. She announced that she was touring the districts of people without powers for free so that everyone could come together and live in harmony. After changing his appearance, Leon explained to Chloe that politicians and celebrities are just putting on a show. They don't really care about people like us. Just a little while ago, a poor man like us was pushed out of a food store on the street. At that moment, we see a cleaning man erasing something from the window. It was written there, "Death to the genetics," which meant that not everyone is happy about the genetics. Meanwhile, Mira's manager told her that the situation is becoming dangerous. The special district, where the 10% of people live on whom the flower didn't work, is already very risky and a huge crowd will gather there. That's why the autograph session will have to be cancelled. Mira didn't like this at all. She said, "Unity won't come like this. I have to go in front of people. I have to make them feel like me." She refused to cancel the event. When Chloe and Leon were about to go home, the guards checked their IDs at the gate of the special district. Leon went shopping. Meanwhile, Chloe was watching Frank's interview on TV. Now Frank was saying that he has created a medicine that will allow the 10% of people who didn't gain powers to finally experience them as well. They too can now be made like everyone else. Chloe was very happy to see this, but Leon said that it was all a lie. Then the two of them went to their home, a small workshop. Chloe grows plants there and Leon makes some devices. Leon extracts the parts from flowers that contain power, and with their help, he creates special prosthetics for disabled people so that they too can live a normal life. They manage their daily expenses with the money from their clients. After finishing the client's work, a man called from the genetic district and said that he needed something fixed. Chloe refused, saying that they don't go anywhere to fix things and that he would have to come to the shop. But when Leon heard that the man would pay 3 times the usual amount, he said, "No problem, we'll come." Chloe got scared because this was a bit of an illegal job. Leon reassured her, saying that he knew the entire route, where the guards were and where they weren't. He could get inside without anyone noticing. Now the two of them arrived at an expensive restaurant. There the cook let them in through the back door. That cook was just like them. He had a mechanical suit that helped him walk even after becoming paralyzed. Suddenly, a gang called Anti-Genetics broke in through the main door and also cut the power. Leon finished repairing the suit. The cook said, "Let me go check how the power went out. I'll also bring your money along with me." The gang then started destroying the restaurant and killing people with special powers. Within minutes, many tables were smashed and numerous bodies lay on the ground. Then the gang leader began writing something on the wall. Just then, the cook returned to the kitchen. There was blood on his body. With his last breaths, he told Carly and Leon what was happening outside, and then he passed away. Now Carly and Leon tried to escape, but the back door was locked. Now they'll have to use their wits to find a way out of here. Leon told Carly, "Help me put on the cook's mechanical suit." A few minutes later, 2 gang members came into the kitchen. They only saw the dead cook because Carly and Leon were hiding. They were talking while writing something on the wall, saying that there would be a small show tomorrow and a big job the day after. One of the goons tried to give some of his ideas, but the boss threatened him with a knife, saying there would be no changes to the plan. Alright, one man dropped a piece of paper and Carly picked it up. When they heard the police, the goons left. Suddenly, Leon's suit lost control. The suit made him stand up on its own and threw him onto the counter. When both men came after him, Leon fought them off using utensils and hot water. During the fight, the boss's mask came off and they saw his face. The goons pinned Leon down on the counter and Carly jumped in to save him. Then Leon threw flour on the goons and quickly thought of escaping from there. Now he started running towards the exit with Carly. With the power of the suit, Leon broke down the door and the 2 of them got out of there. Outside, Leon found it very difficult to walk in the suit, so Carly supported him and took him into an alley. Police cars passed by but didn't spot the 2 of them. Carly figured out that the suit's leg was a bit broken. That's why she supported Leon all the way home. The next day, reporters covered the whole case. And then, in a photo from the security cameras, Leon and Carly were also seen. Now the media started spreading rumors that maybe they too are members of the gang. All the information was gathered so it could be sent to the police. Captain Hajiz of the Special Forces said that the area where people without special powers live has now become a hub of crime. We will soon conduct a raid on the special district. Leon and Carly got scared because they recognized him. In fact, he is the leader of the same gang whose face they had seen during the fight the previous day. Carly opened the paper and found out that it was a flyer for Mira's concert with a small map drawn inside. They realized that the gang members would attack the concert and people like them would be blamed for it. Leon, frightened, started packing his things so he could leave the city. But Carly said that they had to save the people. Only the 2 of us know where the attack is going to happen. A lot of innocent people will die there. Are we going to let that happen? To this, Leon said, "What can a man who can't move his lower body and a 12-year-old girl possibly do?" Hearing this, Carly started crying. She said, "Brother, you are selfish," and ran away after saying this. Leon couldn't stop her even though he wanted to. After this, in a flashback, it is shown that a young Leon sneaked into his father's office to look at his file. There he found out that he was special. As soon as his father found out that his son was special, he caught him right there. Remembering all this and looking at his mother's watch, Leon decided that he had to do something. A few hours later, Carly came back and saw Leon fixing the suit. She helped Leon put on the suit. Leon moved his arms and legs a bit to test them and said that he would catch Hughes and make him confess his crimes. Leon made weapons for himself out of some junk and showed off his strength by bending even iron. When Carly saw some special wires inside the suit, she rushed to make a chemical that would activate the weapons installed in the suit. At that very moment, Mira was performing a concert in the special district. The crowd went completely out of control upon seeing her. People started pushing the fans. Security was somehow trying to push them back. After the concert, Mira was about to board the bus. At that moment, the guards attacked and knocked down her security and manager. Then the rebels arrived in a truck and started writing their messages on the walls. Hajiz threatened Mira, saying, "Come with us quietly or else there will be consequences." Just then, Leon appeared there, dressed in a suit and wearing a mask. He jumped down from the balcony and immediately began to attack. But because of Carly's chemicals, plants started growing on the suit. Seeing this, the goons started laughing. But Leon made use of those very plants. One man collapsed from the gas. Another got tangled up in the vines. Carly called out to Mira from a stolen car, while Leon started fighting Hajiz and his men. At first, Leon was landing some solid punches, but then the whole gang surrounded him and brought him down. That's when Carly hit one of the men with the car. Leon took the opportunity to get into the car, but Mira started screaming. There was no time to explain, so Carly quickly sped off with everyone from there. Both of them quickly reached home and locked the doors. Outside, the gang members were searching for them on the streets. Meanwhile, reporters on TV were saying that someone tried to kidnap Mira, but an unknown hero saved her. On the other hand, Mira saw that Leon was injured. Now she quickly dressed Leon's wounds and told him that she once wanted to become a doctor. Carly made a drawing of Leon looking just like a flower hero, which Leon didn't like at all. But Mira said that it's good if it's not like that. Now Leon told Mira the truth about Hajiz. At this, Mira said, "Look, now I want to go home as soon as possible. I have an event tomorrow at the family center with Frank." Leon felt that the next target of the anti-genetics gang would be Frank. Today they attacked Mira, so tomorrow they will definitely go after Frank. This gang was against enhancements or changes made to people after birth. They believed that people should remain as they were born. Mira wanted to alert the police about all this, but Leon refused because Hajiz is also a police commander. Now they made a plan together for what to do next. The next day, Mira and Leon went to the family planning center. They acted like a newly married couple who wanted to have children. Since Mira was famous, she told the doctor, "Sir, I haven't made an appointment, nor have I ever told anyone about my husband, because I want to protect my family from the media." Leon somehow convinced the doctor to give them a tour of the facility. During all this, Leon cleverly stole a key. Then he distracted the staff by saying that Mira would now perform for everyone. Saying this, they gathered everyone into one room. Just then, members of the anti-genetics gang arrived and Leon confronted them in the lobby. When the thugs attacked him, Leon released gas bombs that even melted their masks. At first, Leon was fighting really well, but there were just too many of them. They knocked him down and the thugs started beating him up together. Hajiz took off his mask and started punching him repeatedly in the face. Just then, Frank's security arrived and the thugs ran away. At this, Mira revealed that she was the one who had called Frank because she realized there would be too many thugs. Leon wouldn't be able to handle it alone. Leon asked why the guards didn't follow the thugs. Frank replied that you were more important to us than they were. It turned out that Frank was actually Leon's father. Chloe was completely shocked to hear this. She started wondering why Leon had lied to her all this time, saying that his father was dead. Upset, she ran away from there. Now, as soon as the reporters came in, Frank immediately switched to politician mode. He said that my son is proof that the gap between genetics and people on whom the flower didn't work has grown significantly. That's why you should vote very carefully tomorrow. A week later, it was announced that almost everyone had approved Frank's project. Many buses arrived in the special district and all the poor people were sent to a medical camp outside the city. After this treatment, there will be no shortcomings left in those people either. So that's why their place of residence, the special district, will be opened up and everyone will be able to live together comfortably. There will be no restrictions. Meanwhile, at the medical center, Leon started asking where Chloe was, but Frank said that they hadn't been able to find her. When Leon mentioned Hajiz's name, Frank changed the subject. He said, "Don't worry about all this. I just want to treat you." Leon reminded him that when you tried to treat mom, she died. Do you remember? Frank apologized and admitted that he had made a mistake. He said that your mother had also left a letter, but until now, I was too afraid to give it to you. By the time I gathered the courage, you had already left home. Now Leon opened the letter. His mother had written that she had to leave them. She apologized for that. She wanted Leon to become a good man, but she was afraid that the anger inside Leon would consume his heart. That bitterness would grow inside him. She said, "Son, learn to forgive people because in the end, no one stays with you forever." After reading all this, Leon started crying, remembering his mother. Mira came there and took Leon outside for some fresh air. While walking outside, Leon saw Chloe and apologized to her. How could Chloe stay angry at her brother for long anyway? Then Leon said, "I think Frank is the one behind all the attacks so that his project gets approved. But before catching him, they would have to find evidence against him." Chloe got an idea and borrowed a camera from a man who had an eye prosthetic. Meanwhile, the doctors announced the name of the next patient. In the lab, Chloe sneaked into the vents and started recording. Hajiz and Frank were talking to each other. From their conversation, it became clear that the two of them had committed this act together. While sedating some of the patients, Frank was explaining his plan. He wanted to extract a specific type of gene from these people's brains. Then he would inject that gene into those who possess special abilities. Frank called this the next evolution of humans. Frank explained that this would make those people even better. They would remain young forever. No matter their age, he didn't care at all about the specials, that is, these disabled people. He only wanted to use these people to extract that gene. A little while later, Chloe played the recording for everyone in the tent. Crying, Mira apologized to all the specials present there because she had no idea about any of this. Leon repeated his mother's message that we are all equal. There is nothing lacking in us. We are human too. Saying these things, he incited everyone to fight. He said that no matter what, I want my suit back. At this, Chloe revealed that she had already stolen the storage keys. The next day, Frank and some nurses were coming into Leon's room. To get treated, Leon had worn his suit under the sheets. He immediately grabbed his father and snatched the injection from the nurses. Frank said, "I did all this for you, son. I want to treat you." But Leon said, "You're nothing but a monster." Now Leon locked him inside the room. He took some gunpowder from Chloe and started running toward the security room. He fought with the guard there and knocked him down. But one of the guards quickly pressed the alarm button so that everyone would know about the commotion. Meanwhile, Chloe connected the camera to the computer so she could send the entire recording to the police. As evidence, before Leon left, Mira kissed him and said, "Be sure to come back." Meanwhile, in the tent area, Hajiz had arrived with his gang. Leon and the specials surrounded them and a huge fight broke out. The specials only had ordinary things like utensils and pipes, but because they were greater in number, the fight was evenly matched. At the same time, Leon's suit was giving him the strength to fight multiple people at once. But Hajiz called for backup and a lot of armed men arrived. Several specials were falling while fighting. Meanwhile, Leon was fighting Hajiz alone. After a while, Hajiz knocked Leon down and Leon tried to escape by running away. Meanwhile, in the security room, a man grabbed Mira by the neck. Just then, a special arrived and quickly killed that man. The computer finally finished uploading the footage and Chloe quickly called the police. Meanwhile, in the lab, Leon was crawling to save his life. Hajiz came from behind and hit him. Now their fight was happening between the tables and the control panel. Leon opened the Genesis tree machine and then threw something at it, causing a crack to appear on the glass. After this act, Hajiz grabbed Leon and hit him again, then threw him onto the machines. This caused the entire glass to shatter. Now Hajiz was just about to kill him when Leon suddenly plucked a flower. By now, he had realized that plucking the flower would cause spikes to emerge from inside the tree. They pierced into Hajiz's face and he fell down. Meanwhile, the police arrived and arrested all of Frank's men. They also found a lot of evidence. Just then, Chloe and Mira came running to see Leon and this time Leon stepped forward and kissed Mira. A week later, all the news channels were exposing Frank's disgusting plan. People were saying that a masked man had saved everyone. There were rumors that he was Frank's son, but the police denied this. Frank himself had escaped from there. Now the government also ended its policy of keeping people separated. Now everyone was free. Anyone could go anywhere. During all this, Mira's throat was damaged, so now she can't sing anymore. But she is very happy in her life with Leon. But Frank was still on the run. At the end of the story, we see him staring at his son from a distance.